So we saw it after knight f3, and then we were debating what Magnus will be playing on the second move. He ended playing knight c6, and then we see rook lapis on the board. And after knight f6, castles, b5, bishop b3, still in the realm of theory, and d6. c3 castle, h3, and we see a briar. Knight b8, d4, knight bd7, knight bd2, bishop b7, bishop c2, still pretty much theory. Knight f1, bishop f8, knight g3, g6, and after a4, knight b6. I'm still trying to remember the theory in this line with a4. Is knight b6 a main line here?
I wish I would remember. I'm almost sure there was a game with b4, a4, b4, pawn sacrifice, but I might be confusing things. Like b4, c, b4, d5. No, not sure if it's a thing. Knight b6, a5, knight back to d7. I surely remember there were some games like this. So it could be that knight b6 is the move.
Yeah. But after knight b6, white played b3, and ba, a5. So, I think if I'm not mistaken, Magnus also employed this variation against Vasily Vanchuk at the FIDE World Cup. And it went successfully for Magnus.
Yeah, I was just checking out the theory.
Mm-hmm.
So BA has been played.
Knight b6 is
A5.
not the most popular.
No, it's not the most popular, but it does have pedigree. I see Jumabayev has played it, Oparin, who is a serious theoretician, and Taibo.
You know who else played this line, this move a few times? One Magnus Carlsen.
Mainly Jumabayev.
One Magnus Carlsen, Vishyalagraph Carlsen, I can see, as well as Anand Carlsen.
Yeah, and what is White's main response is to go bishop d3. Just a maneuver.
In this position.
Yep, in this position. Rook to b1 has also been played, but even bishop g5 has been tried, as well as bishop b3. I think bishop d3 has a lot of sense, get the bishop to a better diagonal. I also quite like rook b1, although at least you get your rook to an open line.
Yeah, what's interesting to me is usually when you're playing against briar like this, you'd like to establish some control in the queen side, because white's pieces, they just want to attack on the king side. And what white is doing in this position is actually to open it up. So I would play a5 maybe in this position in a heartbeat, because I don't know, you see so many games by Karpov in Rook Lopez as well, and how he just closed the queen side and then starting to focus on the king side, something like that. So thinking about the classical ideas, but maybe it is a modern approach right now to actually play in the center and queen side. So, and this knight b6 is relatively lesser known than other variation. So maybe also it's a question whether white knows how to deal in this situation or not.
Yeah. So you're basically saying you don't like b3?
No, I don't like b3.
Yeah. 9 out of 10 times, Irene would recommend a5, kick the knight away.
Yeah.
And then focus on the king side. I kind of like it. It's a very maximalist approach, Better on all sides. Here, I agree with you. Here, the pawn on a4 is a potential target.
Yeah, but when Carlsen played knight b6, of course, that he considers a5 as the main approach by white, and I'm sure he knows what to do. Obviously, it's like an invitation. I play knight b6, come, play a5, and then close the matter.
Yeah, well, that's a psychological point, right? So you're playing someone stronger, and they play a move like knight b6. Do you go for the most obvious move?
Yeah, I don't
know. Or,
it depends on the preparation, I guess.
Yeah, it could be that, because I'm checking Magnus's games, yes, and he did play knight b6, according to my findings, a couple of times. And once against Anand, A takes B was played. And against MVL a couple of years ago, MVL did go for A5. And the game finished in a draw nonetheless. I mean, I don't know how eventful it was. Yeah, I think at some point MVL was better. So maybe it's a little bit provocative, this knight b6 move.
And according to engine after knight b6, what is the best reaction for white?
We shouldn't trust this engine
Yeah.
much, to be honest, because like it's, you know, in Breya, you either need an engine which is capable of, you know, digging it as deep as depth, like 50 or something, 40, because position is still... there is like no, no straightforward best move. If it will be, say, a5 plus 1 and all the rest equals, then, yeah, it says a b5, it says bishop g5, now it changes to like b3.
Yeah.
So,
You guys mentioned the engine there.
right.
And you also mentioned how this is quite a low, kind of, what would you kind of describe it? A low kind of capacity engine. I'm not quite sure how to say it. But you obviously can get cloud engine supercomputers. How important is this for preparation? I mean, would you say to the average person playing chess that they should run their opening repertoires through these machines?
Do they must do it or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the question. You know what? Once again, I won't bring kind of an
This is a win for
For Magnus,
Magnus.
yeah.
And
Absolutely.
now it's come.
So rook e4, king d3, knight to d5, and Magnus's opponent had enough.
Ah,
I would say it's, you know, a typical win for, I don't know if I'm allowed to say so, but kind of good old Magnus. Because those previous couple of games with Black, it felt like he was nervous, right? Like pushing the position too much, like taking unnecessary risks. And here, like you play the main line, and possibly it looked like equalish, drawish. He's the better player, so he came up with a few kind of better decisions, and this is how he win.
yeah. Magnus doing Magnus things, and a well-deserved victory for the world number one. And whilst we're on the move, can we also take a look at Hikaru's game against Paravian? They're on move 29. No serious time trouble,
Wow.
but I'm just looking at this G5.
Wow, G7, G5, not bad at